Hello everyone, welcome back to this quick video about how to update manually your Unifi Dream Machine and your Unifi Dream Machine using the Secure Shell protocol and the WinSCP. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to update not only the Unifi Dream Machine but the almighty Unifi Dream Machine Pro too. There are some key concepts right here that you have to be very careful with, which is the username and the password in order to connect to your devices using the Secure Shell and the WinSCP, okay? It is very important. As you can see right here, the uptime of this device has been up to 57 days, more than 2 months without having to reboot or reset or whatever. This one is the performance, the controllers. As you can see, we have right here the firmware 1.5.6, or as you will see in a few moments, firmware version upgrade has been deactivated on this device. It says right here up to date, but it is not. As you can see right here, we go to the UI.com web page and you will see that in the downloads area, you're going to see that the firmware already that has been released is the 1.8.6. So that's what we're going to do. This one is one of the biggest changes ever made in the Unifi interface controller web page and the graphical user interface, as you will see in a few moments. Again, one of the biggest key concepts right here is the username and password used to connect through the SSH to the devices, okay? So you have to be very careful with that. If you are of the people that do not want to update the devices so much, you will see that if you have the 1.5.6 version of the firmware, your username is going to be root and the password is going to be the one that you use in the graphical user interface of the device. So let's go to the network settings to the device authentication, and you will see that the admin SSH username and passwords that you have right here is not the one that you use to connect. Right here we have firmware update deactivated, and you will see how you can connect to this device. Remember, the one that you have right here in the network controller is not the username and password that you usually use to connect to the routers, or in this case to the Unifi Dream Machine or the Unifi Dream Machine Pro. So let's start the WinSCP, which basically is a graphic SFTP client, as I told you a few moments ago. You have to select the protocol SCP, very important. Right here you use the root username and the password is again the one that you use in the graphical user interface. You search for the mount directory in the remote device, and you search for the location where you saved your firmware file. So it is right here, and on the right side you're going to see the remote device and the folders available in it. Okay, so this one is the folder where you basically are going to copy the file to. So let's click aceptar, in this case accept, and we wait. This is a process that takes about 30 seconds or so, and once you finish, what you have to do is run the command through the Secure Shell connection, like I'm going to show you. So you have it right here. At this moment you can close this program, and let's go to use the Secure Shell connection program. I'm leaving you the links to these programs in the description of the video. Okay, so you're going to connect using PuTTY. You're going to go and log into your device using root again, and the password once again the one that you use in the graphical user interface, or if you already have the newest firmware, it is going to be the one that you configure in the device configuration page, not in the network controller page, but in the device configuration page. Usually I make a Word document or a Notepad document where I just can copy and paste previously edited commands, and I'm going to paste it right here in the remote connection that I have using PuTTY with my UDM. And I am also going to open command prompt, where I'm going to just leave an open ping to my device just to monitor when the connection drops to my device. We execute then the program, or we execute the command for the upgrade. Usually it takes about 30 seconds for the device just to go offline. Something very important is that ubnt-upgrade is the command that we use to upgrade this firmware. Okay, so after about 30 seconds you're going to lose connectivity to the device, and it will reboot and it will restart and start the upgrading process. Right here I lost connection to my device. As you can see right here in the lower right corner, my device is restarting actually, and is making the process of overriding the old firmware with the newest firmware. Again, a process that takes about 2.5 minutes in total. You just lose connectivity for about 30 or 40 seconds to the device. Once the device is up with the ping being answered, do not attempt to connect to the device, as it takes a few more seconds for the interface to be ready. Once you connect to the device, it is completely ready and you hear the ready sounds of the UDM. You can't connect. You're going to go to settings of the device, in this case. We'll go to advanced, and you can see that it is not, or it has not been by default enabled the SSH connection. So you're going to enable it. You're going to put right here the password, and this is the place where you can set the password. And now the password is no longer gonna be the one that is being used in the graphical user interface. Very important. Do not forget to try the different passwords if you don't get a successful connection to the device. Right here, we prove that that is correct. It's very important that you test before you make an upgrade process or something. As you can see, we have one of the biggest upgrades to the graphical user interface that Unifi has ever done right here. And this one is the part that was finally organized, and you can see something or settings, you can find them in a more organized way and more logical manner. Right here, as I told you, we have the SSH authentication to the devices that are clients of this UDM. That means that this username and password for the secure shell does not work in the gateways. Right here, we're going to connect to this access point using the password that is configured in the network controller interface, not in the device page, but in the network controller interface, and we have a successful connection. If we try to use this username and password to connect directly to the router, as we can see right here, we're not going to get a successful connection, because the routers, usually the UDM, the USG, the UDM-PRO, all of them use a different password than the ones of the being used by the clients in the network. Okay guys, this was all. Thank you very much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it, you liked it, it was helpful. Remember that this is a scenario that we use in case that we do not have access to the internet through that device. Basically, a problem that can be fixed by the update itself, or the graphical user of the device is not loading, something that has happened to us. Or the third reason is we just enjoy performing these tasks manually. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time.